on the EJE ranch here this morning. This is nearly the end stage of weaning this year's calf crop. These calves came in about a month ago and got their first shots, and then a week ago they came in and got their other shots, their second shots. They got a pour-on for anti-parasites, and they also got, if you notice, these little orange tags in their noses. A couple of them have fallen out, but most of them are still in there. Those orange tags in their noses prevent nursing. They're called anti-nursing devices. And that's part of a staged weaning process. It's less stressful on both the cows and calves. Basically, it lets the cow and calf be together while they're both figuring out that the nursing and lactation is over. So they can be in proximity and have the comfort of being close to each other and go through the process. On the one hand, kind of cold turkey, but on the other hand, with some support, I guess. So anyway, we separated these yesterday, and that was just a process of sorting the cows off from the calves. The calves are going to stay in the corral for a few days. And as you might be able to tell, this final separation is a little bit harder on the cows than on the calves. They have very strong maternal instinct, and they're concerned is a human word. I don't know the cow word, but you know, they're concerned about their babies. They don't think of them the same way that we think about babies. They don't think the same way we think, but we don't speak or think cow, so we use our own language to get the point across. As you can see, some of these cows are just out here grazing away and not terribly concerned. So there's 100 calves in here. There's one with an anti-nursing device. You're wondering kind of what's the deal? Is he going to bother us again today? So what they have in here is along the feed rack, they have good grass hay, lots of energy and protein in that, good diet for them. It's essentially the same grass they've been eating all summer, and they have plenty of room, and they have water, and they need those things and time. To transition completely away from mom. Now, we'll be taking the anti-nursing devices out sometime this week. Just keep them in for a couple of days here, just in case there's a problem. Somehow the calves figure out how to get out, or the cows knock the fence down or something. Then we haven't lost all the ground we've gained. But I don't think that's going to happen. We did have a little problem last year with a person who shall remain nameless. Once we got them all sorted off, came out to look at them with satisfaction at the end of the day and a job well done, and left the gate open, and all the calves ran back out with the cows, and we had to do the whole thing over again, which to some extent defeated the purpose of trying to reduce the stress. And there's what you like to see. There's a calf tucking into some hay right there. And you can see, I think, pretty well that calf can eat just fine. with that anti-nursing device in. Now, they are a foreign object, and they do end up irritating the nose, so you can't leave them in for very long. About 10 days is the most we want to leave them in. It's a little bit curious that these cows are raising such a ruckus, and of course maybe you can see over there that quite a few of them are just out there grazing and they're not worried. But some of these gals up close here didn't get the memo or something, and I think by the end of the day they'll get hungry and they'll go out and eat, and they'll come back and forth, but it'll taper off. It's a process. It used to be a lot noisier when we do just the whole thing completely abruptly without any preparation, without using the anti-nursing devices. And believe it or not, part of what I'm doing by being in here is helping to acclimatize these calves for going to the feedlot at some point, where they'll be around more people. And so a low dose of one guy coming in and moving them around is a good way to start that, because strange new environments and having people around is a stressor too. And all of those stressors detract from the ability of the calves to produce beef, and that's what they're all about. A lot of people have a hard time understanding that that these calves that are ultimately going to be food can also be treated as individual animals with a lot of care and a lot of care and concern and attention paid to their health. We don't see these calves as objects necessarily. We don't see them as human beings either, and that's very important to understand. But we don't see them as just things. They're living beings, and we brought them into this world, and it's our responsibility to treat them well, to make sure they don't get sick, to give them the opportunity to be healthy, to be in a clean, comfortable environment, a clean, comfortable cow environment, which is completely different than a human environment. These cattle wouldn't be comfortable inside the house. They're not built to be inside the house. They're not evolved to be inside the house. They're evolved to be out here on the range. If you could look at them with my eye, you would see that they're still missing their mom, in the sense that a calf misses its mom, and this is a whole new experience for them, so they're somewhat nervous about that, but they're already settling down. That should kind of give you an idea right there that cattle are herding prey animals, and they have that instinct to herd, to bunch up, to be together, especially when they're stressed a little bit. can see this cushion that they're giving me. They're just moving back into a comfort zone. And if these calves were really agitated, they'd be running back and forth and running into the fence and trying to jump out, and they're not. They're accustomed to me. They're starting to become accustomed to being worked a little bit. They know that they don't like necessarily having me in close proximity, but they know that nothing bad's happening to them. Little word about the weather. It's 7:30 in the morning on November 1st, and it's very nice out. The temperature's already 60 degrees. Time changed yesterday, so it's an hour later than it was the day before if you follow all that time change stuff. But it's very warm for November 1st. I'm in just shirt sleeves. Of course, I've got plenty of insulation, so you can see there's a little bit of weather moving in. We're expected to have some snow by late in the week. First snow of the year. So anyway, sights and sounds of autumn weaning on the EJE Ranch in Nebraska. Hope you're having a great day. I sure am.